Velasquez, and this is my son Kristapher Brummett. Um, and Christina has asked us to do an interview on our baseball association by the name of California Baseball Academy, which we have been a part of for the last maybe 6 months.
Okay, to start off, how long has Kristapher been playing?
He's now 11. He started playing t-ball when he was 3.5.
So roughly about 9 years.
Yes.
And as mom, were you at every single one of his games?
Except for one tournament I missed because I was sick. But other than that, I'm always there.
Are you always the one cheering him on?
Yes.
Does the whole family attend games or?
Before when he was younger, the family would go. Everybody, grandma, grandpa, sisters. But as he gets older and our tournaments take us out of town more, it's usually just his dad and I that go with him.
What kind of interferences happen that family members can't go to these games?
Well, he has a 9-year-old sister, and sometimes we go to parks where I don't feel safe having my daughter with us because we've had an occasion where an older gentleman happened to keep following her around, and it made me kind of nervous and called me paranoid, but you never know who you can trust.
So how do you feel of the overall safety as far as with the families that are on the team? Do you feel like they would react to something happening to one of the younger kids or one of the younger siblings, better quoted?
Yes, we all take care of each other. We take care of each other's kids. As it stands right now, there's really it's my daughter, 2, 3, maybe 4 little girls that are siblings to the players. So that's kind of hard because they're all 9 and under.
So would you call yourself a family basically?
Yes.
One big question that has arisen from most people who play club sports is the expenses. How expensive is it for you?
On a monthly basis, we pay the CBA Academy $100, and that's a month. That's on a monthly basis. And then we pay tournaments, which can range from anywhere from 65 to I'd say $100.
So that's strictly to the academy, correct?
No, the academy is the $100, and the other fees go to whoever's putting the baseball tournaments on.
What about equipment expenses?
Expensive. It's very expensive. Kristapher here is going to tell you about how much we pay for his bats, his gloves, his uniforms, bags.
About $1,000.
Just a month? No, it just depends on baseball pants is our biggest how would you say, our biggest thing we have to buy because he makes holes in his pants. When he slides, he makes holes. So I'd say we pay $40 a pair of pants, and they last him maybe 4 games? About 4 games.
You make holes in your pants?
When I slide,
When I slide.
So, Kristapher, I have to ask you, being on a team that Mom here says is like a family, how do you feel playing on the team?
I feel that we're a family that, I don't know how to say it, like a family that has been together and you can't break them apart.
Another thing that I have to ask, aside from expenses, what does baseball interfere with as far as family life with?
We miss a lot of family functions. Like the 21st of this month is my birthday, and at the ballpark. For Dad's birthday and his sister's birthday, we are usually doing the World Series, so we've missed my 22-year-old daughter's birthday for the last
Like,
9 years.
That would be my birthday, by the way. And Kristapher, how do you feel missing these family functions? Do you feel like you're missing out on a whole lot as far as growing up with your niece, your nephew, and your sisters?
mhm,
Especially on your birthday, huh? When we're at a tournament.
mhm.
And you can't have a party.
Now, Mom, I know from experience, as you say that on his birthday that we can't have a party. We've come up with little get-togethers, but who was mainly at those functions?
Just our family, his sister, and his grandmother. And the baseball team. Most of his teams, that when we have something, we celebrate with the team.
So,
make sure the teams are included, team members are included, and their families.
So what else do the teams celebrate?
We just recently had our Christmas party. We celebrate all the boys' birthdays. What else have we done? We do pizza parties, swim parties, just because parties. And they're for the boys.
And like little get-togethers.
Yeah, little get-togethers. And when we're at the parks, we celebrate, or we'll barbecue at a park, or whatever park we're at, and we all get together and have lunch in between games. So we're a big happy family, I'd say.
So I know a lot of the times there's time in between some of the games. Sometimes there's not. Do some of the parents take the time to bring the kids snacks and take care of the kids, or do they specifically just focus on their one kid? How does that work?
Well, there's been games where the parents will buy stuff, because there's some tournaments we have where we can't take any food in at all. But usually, if it's a park where we're allowed to bring an ice chest and stuff, everybody takes their own kid, their own snacks. But now that we are with the CBA Academy, Kristapher has to carry his own snacks in his bag because he's now 11 and they want him to know what it is to take care of himself. So we actually pack him a snack bag. So we put fruit and granola bars and stuff that he can eat between games for himself, so he can learn how to take care of his own needs.
So basically, with this new association, they're, in a sense, teaching him how to be more independent on his own.
Yes.
Do you think it's preparing him for high school ball?
I hope so.
Kristapher, how do you feel playing for this association? Because I know you just recently started. So how do you like it so far?
I feel like it's a good association and it's helping me a little bit.
Helping you how?
Like fielding the ball and sometimes hitting.
They're teaching you fundamentals and drills.
Now, Mom, I know I believe you stated before that you coached him. How did it feel being his coach at a young age and now seeing him being coached by someone else?
It's hard to see my son being yelled at, first of all, and they try and correct him in certain things that he's doing wrong, and it's hard for me not to try and correct him. So I'm kind of torn, but we've already been told that as parents we're allowed to cheer them on, but not to coach from the sidelines.
So, being a past coach, how hard is it for you to not coach from the sidelines?
It's very hard, because I still take him to the batting cages and try and correct him, and I still tell him, what he's doing wrong. And as soon as we get in the car, Dad will tell him what he's doing wrong too. So, Kristapher.
Do you like when Mom does that?
Because who knows best?
Now, Kristapher, when you guys have practiced, these long nights, I believe your practices are from 7 to 9 o'clock at night, I believe?
Yes.
And it's cold outside, it's freezing down here. When you lose a game, how do you feel?
I feel that we just lost as a team, and we'll get him next time.
Now, do you believe that's something that your coach instilled in you, or do you believe that's something that you grew up knowing?
I think it's something that I grew up knowing.
And Mom, just for reference, how many total children are, I would say, involved with Kristapher's life, as far as the kids that you have?
My children, I have 4. I have a 30-year-old that is married and has 2 children, so I have 2 grandchildren. I have Christina, and then Kristapher is my only boy, and he's 11, going to be 12 in July. And then there's Cassidy, the baby.
Now you
She's
said
9.
Now you said he's the only boy. Do you believe that's influenced you more to push him into the sport life, or do you think you've pushed all your kids pretty equally?
I think I try and push them all equally. I tried sports with my older 2, and they really didn't enjoy it. Kristapher, on the other hand, enjoys the baseball, and my younger one is a gymnastic girl and Polynesian dancer.
So, in summary, not only is it expensive to keep him going in club ball, it's also interfered with certain birthdays, little celebrations that in most cases some people would be highly disappointed in playing, but it seemed to become a normal with the family who's playing a club ball or any kind of club sport, just because you have to be dedicated to the sport itself. Now, Kristapher, just in reference, how much do you love baseball?
I love it very much.
Would you say you have a passion for baseball?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much all the questions I have for you two. If you guys like to say anything as far as in reference to the interview, please say so now.
I'd like to say that I don't push Kristapher to play. I've often asked him, I just asked him a couple weeks ago that if he needed a break. We do play year round, and he was looking there for a little bit like he wasn't happy, and we talked, and talking to him, he's told me that no, he still wants to continue to play, and that he doesn't need a break.
Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thank you for your time. And Kristapher, I wish you good luck in the future. We'll see if I can make it to more of your games. But I thank you guys.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.